Hi there everybody, welcome back to the Turn Cycling YouTube channel. Now normally this channel focuses on cycling related stuff, but as a self-confessed technology geek and technology addict, I will do the odd video that focuses on some of the other stuff that I use to both do my job, run my business as a cycle coaching company, and also create all of this content for all of you. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. We have an unboxing and a first use of something. Now I've been looking forward to this for quite some time. I've been, should we say, hesitating as to whether to buy what we're going to unbox today and take for its first use. So I finally took the plunge, and I'm going to have to say that this is all Kerry's fault. Kerry is one of my clients. She's been sending me YouTube links to reviews and things like that, and basically just pushing me to say, get down to the shops, go and buy one of these, and then see what you can generate with it. Now I was doing really well at resisting, but I did crack earlier on today. Couldn't have been a worse day to crack. Today was the UAE National Day, so it's the 48th anniversary or 48th birthday of the UAE, which basically means everybody's in the shopping mall. So I went down, 20-minute queue to get in the car park, and it was just chaos. However, I made it into the shops, so let's get to the unboxing. Yes, here we have the very recently released DJI Mavic Mini Drone camera thing. Now I've resisted for ages. I love technology, I love cameras, I really enjoy creating all of the YouTube videos and all of that stuff. So this has been on my, or getting a drone has been on my radar for quite some time. But the Mavic Mini was released about 4 weeks ago. All of the online reviews rave about how it's the great introductory drone, a great starter drone, but still takes really, really good video footage. So I'm excited to see what this is going to be like. I have never flown one before. I've never shot video with one before, so this could be quite an interesting experience. Right, let's get to the unboxing. Now I'm an impatient kind of guy, so when I'd made the decision to go and buy one, well, when Kerry had made the decision before me to go and buy one, I was straight down the mall to pick one up there and then. No waiting for Amazon Prime to deliver in 1 or 2 days. I think ideally I would have bought the combo kit, which comes with extra batteries, but I just could not be bothered to wait. So we've got the basic Mavic Mini kit here, so no extra batteries, no case to carry it in or anything like that. So let's have a look at what we've got, shall we? First up, okay, so there we've got the drone. That's tiny. I mean, that is seriously small. I did not expect something. I mean, everyone's showing these images on the internet, these videos on the internet of it fitting in the palm of their hand. I've got a really tiny hand, so I thought there's no way it's going to fit in the palm of my hand. But check that. That's amazing. And yeah, we'll look at the instructions for that later. And then here, I'm guessing, is the controller. So let's have a look at that. It's got no buttons on it. How am I supposed to control it like that? Right, there we go. Whole bunch of things there. That doesn't come out, so that must be empty. Right, done. Okay. Guarantee and warranty. Yeah. Disclaimer and safety guidelines. This is, I don't know if you can see this. This is like the world's smallest writing. I mean, are they trying to show that this is also mini? That's crazy. Disclaimer and safety guidelines. I think we can read that later. Aircraft with gimbal protector. That will be that. Controller. That will be that. Quick start guide. I probably am going to have to read that later. We'll put that to one side there. Right, a load of instructions, some of which are probably really, really, really obvious. Like, don't fly it near a barbecue. Do people fly these near barbecues? Don't put your fingers near the spinning blades. I would have thought that one would have been quite obvious. Don't fly. This one seems to say, I don't know if you can see that. This one seems to say, don't smash it with a hammer. Driving is complex. flying is easy. I'll come back to that one when I've had the first flight, because I might crash that. So we have some spare propellers. A set of spare propellers there, which is cool. That looks like a set of spare screws, which I'm assuming is screws to screw into the propellers. A little mini watchmaker's screwdriver to screw propellers in when I break them, when I crash it inevitably into something. USB micro cable, or is that USB mini cable? Either way, the smallest kind of USB-A cable. Oh, DJI, right, it's 2019, everybody uses USB-C, everything is moving to USB-C. That is really frustrating. Right, okay, that must be, so these are all the connectors to connect the controller to the phone. So I've got a USB-C one here, that's handy. Please remove the gimbal protector before taking off. It is all very small and does fold away quite neatly. That's going to be really, really useful, because a lot of this is going to be for taking on bikepacking trips and trips away with clients and day rides and stuff like that. So for this to be kind of like this small, they both fit in the palm of my hand, means that I can put this into bikepacking bags. That's probably going to fit inside my top tube bag. In fact, they might both fit inside a top tube bag. Let me go and have a check of that. Right, one Apidura top tube bag. First of all, let's try the controller into this piece of cake, because the easier it is to get these things out and the easier it is to start them up, the more I'm going to be using them and the more I'm going to be taking footage. So I'm really hoping that this is just really easy to start and to get flying, but if it fits in all my bags, that's really going to make it a lot more accessible whilst I'm riding. So it means I'm much more likely to stop and get it out quickly. There we go, bingo. Mavic Mini Drone unit fits straight into the small size Apidura bag just like that, or Apidura top bag just like that. That's pretty awesome, because you can have a setup where you have one of these by the head tube and then one of these by the seat tube. So you could have two of these on your bike, you could have both of them stored on your top tube, ready to go. So unfold the front arms forwards, boom, there we go. Open the cover, pull out the battery while the bayonet pressed. Okay, let's try pressing the bayonet, shall we? Right, well, I didn't press the bayonet and it came up. I think what they mean is you have to press this little button to then pull that up, and then you can slide out the battery like that. Now that's a fairly sizable battery. It is, oh man, I cannot read that. You can tell I've just turned 45, can't you? 24,000 milliamp hours. That's definitely a big battery. Unfold the rear arms downwards. Oh, that was easy enough. And there we go. The Mavic Mini Drone almost ready to go. Now, one of the key features about this, which they've made a big deal about online, is that it's super lightweight. So I don't know if you can see that, but it basically says 249 grams. Now, in a lot of countries, the rules and regulations kick in when you're flying a drone above 250 grams. So this one coming in just under makes it free of a lot of that regulation. Now, it all depends on where you are. For example, in the UAE, there's no weight limit, both upper or lower, in terms of where the regulations apply. So I have to abide by those all the time, but more on that later. But certainly in the UK, I don't need to register this one. Right, so that's the drone. Now let's have a look at the controller. Now the controller seems to fold up really quite compact, as we saw, with it fitting into my top tube bag. Right, well, I'm guessing they're the antenna. Now this seems to be, so it's like Transformers, isn't it? So I folded out the arms there. That's where the mobile phone sits, to use the mobile phone screen to see what the drone is seeing, I'm guess. Some little mini joysticks here, which screw in. Now that's really quite, that seems really quite easy and cool to use. Now let's just pick up my phone. There we go, that fits in nicely. I'm a bit worried about dropping that. Don't want to drop my phone. Right, there we go. So that's clipped into the phone. Right, so, well, that's the unboxing done. The next thing I need to do is two things. Firstly, I need to figure out how to fly this thing. Now, I haven't got a clue. I've no idea how to fly it. I've no idea how to control the camera. I'm sure there will be a lot of guidance on the internet. So I'm going to go and spend some time looking on the internet and figuring out how to fly a drone. The other thing to be aware of, and I talked on this briefly a few minutes ago, is that you've got to be aware of the regulations in the country in which you're flying. Now, the last thing I want to do is fall foul of the Civil Aviation Authority here in the UAE. I imagine breaking their laws and flying somewhere I'm not supposed to fly could easily end up in a very large fine, and I certainly don't want to end up in a Dubai prison. So I've been doing some research on that. In order to fly a drone here, you have to have registered the drone and registered yourself with the local authorities. You are only allowed to fly a drone, I understand, if you are a registered citizen of the UAE. Luckily I am. I have my Emirates ID. They also have an app for your phone that you download. So that will allow me to register the drone to my name using, the serial number on the drone, using my Emirates ID number. That'll all be registered to me, and then I will be legally allowed to fly this within the safe zones. Now, the app that you can download and put on your phone also shows you all of the areas where you can and cannot fly your drone. Luckily, Al Qudra, our local track in the desert, there are no fly restrictions. So hopefully we can go out there once I've learned how to fly this thing on the scrubland outside and get some really good photos, really good footage of us going on a trip through our local desert track. So look forward to that one in a week or two when I've shot that and edited it and got it online. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So for now, I'm going to go and take some time to go and register this with the authorities. I'm then going to learn how to fly it, or no, I'm going to read how to fly it, because I think you will want to see me learning to fly it. So let me go and do that. Let me see how long it takes for the device to get registered, and as soon as I'm legally allowed, I will go outside and fly this thing and try not to crash this thing. So I will see you in, who knows, could be half an hour, could be 3 days, could be 2 weeks. We shall see. It is holiday period here, as I've said, so who knows how long that will take. So catch you all later. Well, that took a lot less time than I thought it was going to take. I pressed submit on the application form for the license and it came back within about 5 seconds. Here's your certificate and you're registered to now fly a drone. Now, the law says, or the rules say, you can't fly within 50 meters of somebody's house or over somebody or anything like that. So I've come to a bit of scrub wasteland here just next door to where I live to fly this thing for the first time. So let's fire it up and see how it goes. Right, there we go. So that's the maiden flight of Turn Cycling Drone 001 done. I managed to not crash it. I managed to not get arrested for invading anybody's privacy. And I even managed to remember to turn the camera on after about 5 minutes of flying. So I flew it around for 5-10 minutes, landed and realised I'd only captured like 9 seconds of footage. So that's going to need some work. Right, so I'm back inside the Turn Cycling studio here. I've loaded all the footage up into Final Cut Pro and had a good look. What are my first impressions, having taken it for its first flight? First of all, it was actually really easy to fly. Now, sometimes, especially when the drone was flying towards you, i.e. looking at you, and all of the directions were reversed, you had to think quite carefully about which stick made it go which direction. And I think some of that is just not being used to it. Like any skill, it's something I need to practice more. But I think also looking at the screen a little bit more, treating it more like a first person viewpoint, as if you're playing a game on your computer, might help me pilot the drone a little bit better. Sometimes I wanted to go left and I went right. Also, I did occasionally get forward and up completely confused, and I thought I'd be driving forwards and instead it would shoot up into the sky. Getting a lot of practice is going to help with that. Overall, it was easy to take off. I flew it around roughly where I wanted it to go. It was easy to land, and you know what? I didn't crash it. I didn't crash into anything. It didn't nosedive into the sand. Didn't get pushed around by the wind. So all in all, a really good experience and really good first flight. Really enjoyed that. Secondly, I think the footage looked really good. The footage was just straight out of the camera. I didn't do any processing to it. I didn't even change any of the settings other than to set it to 2.7K instead of 1080p. So this is literally just straight out of the camera. And again, I think with more experience with the camera, more practice, I'll learn more about the different settings, which might make things a little bit better, but we'll see. But you know, straight out of the camera, I was really pleased with that. Thought it looked great. I'm now really excited about how this can bring a different perspective and a different viewpoint to all of the riding that we're going out and doing. Now, hopefully over the next couple of weeks, I'll get out, do a couple more test flights, do a couple more test videos, hopefully showcasing, you know, what the drone can do in the hands of a complete and utter novice, but also to see, you know, is this the perfect bikepacking drone? Does it fit in my bikepacking bags easily? Is it going to be something that I will be easily able to take out and use? Got a few exciting trips coming up, so great opportunity to try and test all of that out. So that's it from me for now. I want to thank you all for watching. I do appreciate the comments and the likes, and I will try and respond to any comments that you leave below. So if you've got something you want to see me do with the drone, leave a comment below and I will try and get onto it. See you in the next video. Bye for now.